When Samantha inherited her aunt's Victorian house in rural Connecticut, she was thrilled. After years of cramped city apartments, the sprawling home with its creaking floors, stained glass windows, and overgrown garden seemed like a dream. Her aunt had passed quietly, leaving the house almost untouched, as if the previous life lingered in every corner. The first few days were spent unpacking, cleaning, and exploring. But there was one part of the house Samantha hadn't dared to enter: the attic. The stairs leading up were narrow and steep, the door heavy with dark oak and a tarnished brass handle. Her aunt had always told her jokingly, "Don't bother up there. Some doors aren't meant to be opened." Samantha laughed it off. Joking or not, curiosity gnawed at her. One rainy evening, when the storm rattled the windows and the house smelled of wet wood and old furniture, she decided to see what secrets the attic held. She climbed the stairs slowly, each creak of the steps echoing in the empty house, her flashlight slicing through the thick darkness. The attic was cluttered with boxes, old furniture draped in yellowing sheets, and trunks stamped with her aunt's initials. Dust motes danced in the beam of her flashlight. But what made her stop cold was the second door at the far end, small, unassuming, almost hidden behind a stack of crates. It had no handle, just a keyhole darkened with age. Samantha's fingers itched to open it. She found an old brass key in a drawer nearby, one she didn't remember seeing before, and with a trembling hand inserted it. The lock clicked. The door swung open with a groan that seemed to echo through the house. Inside was a room smaller than she expected, cold despite the storm outside. The walls were lined with mirrors, some cracked, some fogged, all reflecting the dim light strangely. In the center stood a chair, facing the largest mirror, and sitting in it was nothing. Just the impression of a figure, like a shadow, frozen mid-motion. Samantha stepped closer. The air was heavy, smelling faintly of mildew and something metallic, like blood. She felt a chill creep down her spine. When she looked into the central mirror, her own reflection stared back. But her reflection blinked once after she did and smiled. A slow, deliberate smile that wasn't hers. She stumbled back. The door slammed shut behind her with a force that rattled the walls. The flashlight flickered and went out, leaving her in near complete darkness. Panic set in. She tried to turn the key, but it wouldn't budge. And then she heard it, a soft whisper, echoing from the mirrors. "Stay." Her heart hammered. She pressed herself against the wall, listening as the whispering grew louder, multiplying, surrounding her. Each mirror seemed to breathe, reflecting not just her image but faint, distorted figures moving behind her reflection. Shadows twisted, mouths opening in silent screams, hands pressing against the glass as if trying to escape. Samantha screamed. The door rattled violently. She threw her weight against it again and again, finally collapsing in frustration. In the faint moonlight through the small attic window, she saw movement behind her. A figure, tall, gaunt, with hollow eyes, emerged from the shadows between the mirrors. Frozen, she watched as it stepped closer, the whispers now forming words she could barely understand. "You belong now." Desperation overrode fear. Samantha lunged at the door one last time. With a screeching crack, it burst open. She tumbled down the stairs, scraping her arms and knees. Behind her, the attic fell silent, almost too silent, as if it had never existed. She didn't stop running until she reached the garden, the storm having passed, leaving the air fresh and quiet. Samantha never returned inside the house that night. The next morning, she tried to leave, locking the doors and windows behind her, determined never to look back. But when she glanced at the house from the driveway, she saw something impossible. In the attic window, a face watched her, her own face, pale and hollow-eyed, pressed against the glass, smiling that same slow, deliberate smile. Samantha sold the house within a week, moving hundreds of miles away. Yet no matter where she went, at night, she'd dream of mirrors, of hollow reflections staring, smiling, whispering her name. And she never dared to climb an attic staircase again.